everyone, and welcome back to the Dhanvantri podcast. I'm Kshitij, and today we're taking a deep breath, literally, to explore one of the most amazing systems in your body, your lungs. They work every second to keep you alive, delivering oxygen to all your cells and removing waste gases, all without you even noticing. So, let's dive right in. So, it all starts when you take a breath. Air travels down your nose or your mouth. You can see over here it is traveling down and it goes to the lungs over here, right? And it passes through a tube called the trachea, or also called the windpipe, right? Trachea splits into two bronchi for each lung, right? And inside your lung, these bronchi branch out again into tubes called bronchicles, right? Spreading out like branches of a tree. And at the very end of each bronchicles are millions of microscopic air sacs called alveoli. As you can see over here, this is how the alveoli looks like, and it is at the end of each bronchicles, right? You can see at the end. Each alveolus is surrounded by a network of tiny blood vessels called capillaries. Here, oxygen from the air passes into your blood, while carbon dioxide, the waste gas, moves out. You can see over here, oxygen goes in while CO2, carbon dioxide, moves out, right? And this constant exchange is happening every second of your life, keeping your blood rich in oxygen and clean of carbon dioxide. And once oxygen enters your blood, it attaches to a special protein called hemoglobin, found inside your red blood cells. As you can see over here, hemoglobin is being attached to the red blood cells while being on the move. Now you can think of hemoglobin as a fleet of tiny delivery trucks carrying oxygen to every cell in your body. Now when those cells receive the oxygen, they use it in a process called cellular respiration, basically converting oxygen and nutrients to energy. As you can see in this diagram over here, the glucose is over here, the oxygen is over here, and it's going down carbon dioxide and the water, which is being converted to energy at the end, right? And now that's the fuel that powers everything in your body, from blinking your eyes to running a marathon, right? Now you might be wondering, how does air actually move in and out of your lungs? That's the job of your diaphragm, right? Now a diaphragm is a large shaped dome muscle sitting right below your lungs. As you can see right over here, you can see the diaphragm. Now when you breathe in, your diaphragm contracts and moves downward, creating more space for your lungs to fill up, right? And when you breathe out, it relaxes and moves upward, pushing air out of your lungs, right? And here's the cool part, you do this about 20,000 times every single day without even thinking about it. Now, once oxygen reaches your cells, tiny structures inside them called mitochondria use it to release energy from food. That energy powers everything, your heartbeat, your brain activity, muscles, digestion, literally every process that keeps you alive. Without oxygen, your cells can't function for long, which is why breathing is the most vital thing that you can do. Now, after your cells use up oxygen, they produce carbon dioxide as waste, right? CO2. Now, your blood carries this CO2, carbon dioxide, back to the lungs where it passes the alveoli, and then you breathe it out, right? And every exhale is your body's way of cleaning up after creating energy. But sometimes the smooth system can run into trouble. In asthma, the airways tighten, making it hard for air to move in and out. As you can see, many people with asthma have to use an inhaler like this over here. And in pneumonia, the alveoli fill with liquid, so oxygen can't reach your blood easily. And long-term habits like smoking can damage alveoli permanently. So that's why many people say not to smoke, because it damages your lungs, right? That's why protecting your lungs is very important. You only get one pair. Now, your lungs aren't just airbags, they're part of a super team that includes your heart, blood, and every single cell in your body. The air you breathe literally becomes the energy that fuels you. So, breathe clean air, stay active, and take care of your lungs, because every breath truly counts. Now, your lungs, blood, heart, and cells all work together to keep you alive, alert, and full of energy. Oxygen is your body's most important fuel, and your lungs are the gateway to it. Thanks for joining me on this episode of the Dhanvantri podcast. Stay healthy, stay curious, and don't forget, keep breathing deep.